And all the circumstances that you see in my life was like I've been telling people it was organized. It was all intentionally, systematically, and strategically organized by injustices. Some racially critical, some religious critical, religion critical, and some also influential figures that wanted my ideas or my styles, as far as my art and my content, and they form a collusion. You know what I'm saying? And you see, it's been like it's been like a long time, for a prolonged period of time. They've been like trying to guide my life into this, like I've been talking about, this false narrative that they had already pre-planned for my life. And so that's what you see. You see injustices and all, like they systematically, try to attach me to adverse realities, unrelated influential figures, unrelated, figures in society, public figures, as well as politicians, as well as injustices, and just things that they themselves are actively, erected a campaign. You know what I'm saying, to bridge two unrelated worlds on purpose. You know what I'm saying, or different, realities. And actually, my testimony captures the whole process in real time. You feel me? And that's the thing. My testimony is the closest thing I can, the best I could do, and it captures the whole process in time. Unfold, day to day for the last, some years. You feel me? So it's been going on the whole time. It's events organized, and they still here present to complete the situation in spite of being globally exposed. So that tells you the kind of situation that we're in, as a people. You know what I'm saying? We're in like this is just way larger than a crisis. You feel me? Because at this point, we're no longer functioning in a civil society. You feel me? At this point, it's no longer civil, and it's a gargantuan, massive cover up, which they stay present on my life illegally after, they've been exposed, And that's a situation. So it's been a campaign, a guided campaign, and I know it's one that's been specifically on my life alone, that targeted me specifically, unprovoked, wantonly. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason. There's literally no purpose, like no legal justification for it or any other type of justification for it. Because, due to the content of my testimony. You feel me? And that's the thing, because of my testimony, it shows clearly that there's no other reason for, this deal of antagonism, vilification. You feel me? Any of these things. And then if anybody look at my testimony and see the things that it says, things that I've already gone through, then you understand, the situation is words can't describe it. It's been absolute war on one person's life for pretty much the entire life. You feel me? Absolute war on one person, and then it carry over. It don't matter, what's exposed to the world or what ain't. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those situations. Still, so pretty much war been declared. You know what I mean? And that's what's going on. That's what's happening. It's a hate crime, tremendous. And you see how people, just the fact of it tells you the desperation. And the fact of my art being larceny enough, you know what I'm saying? Simultaneous to the injustices and things like that were happening on my life, resulting in damages of intellectual property and, ideas and things I had being taken against my will. It just was a compounding situation, and it attacks my character and it takes away from my godly ministry, So it is all an attack to prevent me from being able to minister or, create art. You can preach, minister, do everything. You know what I'm saying? But if there's no audience or nobody with open ears that care to listen, then it's a waste of time. So that's why you see things like God's judgments in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Because, at this point, I can preach, minister, and then I get no help. What else can you do next? You know, everything fall on deaf ears. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm tortured day and night, like I'm a villain or something. You know, they remotely torture me with this stuff. You know, for being great, for speaking truth. You know, shedding light on their darkness, their crime. You know, their injustice, their corruptions. You know what I'm saying? Things that they're doing. I mean, and in order to justify it, they stick influential figures that's also unrelated to me in my life in order to justify it, like to make it seem as though it's not them, but it's the influential figures. I mean, when in reality, they wouldn't even have any reason to be in my life either. You know what I'm saying? Because I had no idea or knowledge of some of the things that they was doing, you know, years ago. They resulted in things. So, I mean, it's been a massive frame from the North, from my birth all the way to my death. You know, they have destroyed my entire life. You know, you got people that even fake their deaths. You know what I'm saying? They just to be for like 20 years just to be able to destroy Elijah's life. So you see, that's the kind of situation that you see. I mean, and it's like it's America's greatest mistake. As they will soon find out. You know, in history. You know, and not because of me, but because all of these things were did to God. You feel me? And it's been on purpose, a tremendous intentional situation against the Mosai. So, as a sacrifice, this is what they have to give God. You know, you feel me? For dying for them and, you know, trying to heal the lands and for all the things God did for good. This is what they have to give back to him. You know, a 26-year warring, you know what I'm saying, of a purpose with the knowledge of what, you know, it was him. So, I mean, yeah, God not going to ever leave the country, man. God actually said that. God said he's never going to leave America. You know what I'm saying? And that, now what he mean by that can be subject, you know what I'm saying? But God said he's never going to leave America. God will never leave America. You could really think about that statement, you feel me? But yeah, man. Heavily persecuted. Still.